everybody. Welcome back to Blood in the Water, our weekly Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Tampa, Florida. My name's Bolthra, and I have four great players here that we're going to let introduce themselves before we get started. So why don't we start with Whispers?
Hola, hello, my name is Whispers. I'm totally sane. I am playing Dr. Shirley Yukira, your little favorite therapist with a bit of an insanity twist.
And Jen?
I'm playing Layla Jensen. She's the bass player for the Whispering Shadows band, and I think they're going to be playing tonight.
They might be, yeah. And Darwin?
Hi, I'm playing Stan, the green vampire who's way into over his head.
He's green? Okay, it's canon. Okay.
A little less green.
You know, green like a newbie.
Right.
And
a
Aloysius.
greenhorn. Hello, I'm Aloysius. I'm playing Silas Lambert, fixer, family man, coterie dad, so on and so forth.
And in last week's game, we had a lot of things happen. Some meetings were set up, some shows were prepared for, and some strange patients talked to an even stranger psychiatrist. Tonight, we're going to continue down that theme. Our first scene is going to take us into a house in South Tampa where an individual sits at a computer, doesn't need any desk lamps on or anything like that, might have one on just as a affectation, but we find Stan sitting at his desk, tapping away, doing that financial analyst thing, and he has a stack of mail that was delivered. Doesn't typically look at his mail too often, but as he's looking through it, he does have an envelope that came from Consolidex. It looks like someone at the office in Tampa has sent him an envelope.
All right, then Stan's a little surprised he's still getting mail, but sure, let's go. Opens it up.
Inside he finds just kind of a regular, business-size envelope with a Post-it note on it that says, this was dropped off at the office. It wasn't mailed. There's no stamp on it, but it's addressed to you. And as you see on the envelope, it just says, Stan Batter. Just in kind of plain script.
That's sounds fun. Let's open them up.
Okay. Okay, when he opens it up, he finds inside what looks like a business card. And if you've ever had, say like a UPS or FedEx, when they try to make a delivery at your house and no one's there, they kind of leave a piece of paper indicating that they stopped by. This is kind of similar to it. It's probably more like the size of a business card, and it says, "Sorry we missed you. You're due for maintenance, so please give us a call to schedule an appointment." And on the name of it, it's the name of some plumbing company, and it's got an 800 number on there. It doesn't have an address or anything, just the name of a plumbing company.
All right then. When Stan opens this, let's say he's like, all right, what is that thing Styles told me that they don't really communicate through like normal call and text now. We gotta be a little ominous vampire, so maybe something like that. They got the wrong neighbor. One of the two, but let's give him a call.
Okay. You call it, and it picks up about the second ring, and you hear this kind of phlegmy sounding voice, and they say, "Hello."
Hi. It says, what was the name of the plumbing company again? Consolidex.
Yeah. Jones Plumbing, we'll just say. The storyteller didn't come up with a name for them, so.
All right.
It's unimportant.
Okay. Hey, I just got this business card. Said it came in the mail a little bit late. Says I'm due for maintenance. This reached the wrong house, maybe?
Is this a stray puppy?
Yeah, yes, I think so. Yes, it's the stray puppy.
We heard you were looking for something. You need help with something.
Yes. Great. Could I be told who I'm talking to now exactly?
This is Roz.
All right. Hi, Roz. Let's not explain this all over the phone. I want to see who I'm talking to.
Yeah, no names on the phone.
Yeah.
No specifics. We're going to give you, and she gives you a quick address of a place to meet. Probably be the next night. Come alone.
You got it, Roz. Thanks.
Okay.
Hangs it up.
Click.
Yeah, probably not dangerous if they know their address already.
And you get a call back immediately, and it's from a different number. You get like your phone rings like almost instantaneously after you hang up.
All right then. Does he recognize the number?
No, but it's a Tampa number.
I'm very popular tonight. Turns it on.
When you pick it up, there's nobody there. Just immediately click.
Huh. All right, then probably just scam call. Nothing to worry about.
And as he's sitting there, he gets a pop-up message from work, and it's energy drink girl.
Energy drink girl. Yeah.
And the storyteller cannot remember her name at the moment, so, he's very bad with his notes tonight. And she says, "Did you get that envelope I sent you?"
Oh, yes. Thank you. I assume it's not for maintenance. Can you explain a little bit what it's needed for?
Ms. Underwood didn't explain, just said I should send it to you. She seemed a little perturbed, is the way she types it out.
All right then. Well perturbed.
She said, "Is there anything you need to talk to her about?"
Not at the moment. Maybe I need to talk to her soon about. What is that called? He's like flipping through his notes again. What are those Silas told me about it once or twice? Dispatch. But if needed to, I'll figure them out.
Okay.
Ask her if she knows any I could talk to. If not, then don't.
It's kind of a pause. She says, "I'm not sure what you guys are talking about." She doesn't kind of tell me like all the night-to-night business.
Okay, don't worry about it then. Small project she sent me on. Nothing to worry about.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too. Good one.
Okay. Anything you would like to prepare for the next evening? Any questions you have? Besides, what the hell am I walking into? So.
Yes, it probably not that. If they already know Stan's address, he'd probably be dead. They wanted him dead.
They knew his work address. This was actually sent to Consolidex. So they know where he works, but they don't know his home address.
Shit.
Yeah, the envelope was left at Consolidex for you. So she sent it to your home address because obviously HR has your home address.
All right then. He'll be asking Underwood about that. If she looked disturbed about it, then it's probably not good.
You can call her if you'd like.
Sure, he'll give him a call.
Okay. She picks up after a couple of rings. She's like, Cassandra Underwood.
Hi, boss.
Stan.
It's Stan. Yes, Stan. Small question. Hope I'm not bothering you with anything important right now.
Of course. You're never
needed
bother.
to. What?
You're never a bother.
What? Thank you. I just needed to ask one thing. So thanks for dropping off the mail to me, but do you have to know who sent this?
I have my suspicions. And I wonder what you're looking for, Stan. Are you in need of something?
The $1 million
You know
question.
you can always come to me.
I'll make sure to. 1 second, please.
It's not about you. I gotta get the Xfinity.
Alright, I'm in a little session.
Think
It's all good. Let's
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Okay. Okay. We're going to switch to a stage in a club known as the Inferno,
Yeah.
where a band named Weeping Shadow have just come on stage. Crowd is about 3/4 full at the moment. Look like more people coming in.
Good
just
start.
as we get started. And is there a particular song from the list you might have available? We'll give her a second to look.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I should have totally let up with that.
No, I'm prepared for that. I had it right here.
Is there a particular song that Weeping Shadow would like to start with?
Let's start with. There's so many to choose from in here. Bridge of Doomed Souls. We're going to do that one.
Bridge of Doomed Souls? Okay,
Yes.
that one sounds great. The sound is a little different than most people in the club seem to be used to. You see there are a lot of like kids who come for a normal club experience, but they some of them kind of look like okay, we'll give this a chance.
Yeah. It's not as doomy as some of the rest of our stuff, so that's a good starting point.
Is it doomy and dreamy? No, kidding.
Not dreamy, no.
And we'll get back to Stan in a second. You guys take the stage. Glancing out, you recognize some faces
good.
from the Veil.
Good.
Some of the older Hot Topic kids have shown up.
They're old enough to be here. That's great.
You get the feeling the Veil wasn't very tight on carding people
Oh, of course
coming
not.
in there.
Yeah, that was obvious.
This club obviously seems to be a little more on the level, shall we say. All right, so you start up with that song, and I want to have you make a roll to see how well you're doing. So let's, because we want to see if you can win over the crowd.
All right.
So I want to have you make a charisma and performance roll, please. And
Okay.
that would be 7 dice.
7 dice. All right. Can I just roll 7 dice instead of trying
You can.
fantasy grounds?
Yep, that's absolutely fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Okay. I've got an 8 and a 2 and another 2. That's all of the even numbers if we're doing even numbers.
No, it's 6
It's not-
or 6 or higher is
6 or higher? Okay, then I've only got an 8.
Okay. You didn't hit a wrong note, but it maybe a little flat when you start, and as you get into the song, the band the band seems to pick up the tempo. You kind of wonder, kind of like, hey, what happened with that note? Because, that should have been,
It should have been on. I thought I had all
the.
the strings tightened,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
Yeah. So is it? All right. Maybe I got to have my tech look at my gear. Maybe something's, not quite the way I thought it would be.
Right.
Amadeus, you're a guitarist. Goes into a kind of an extra long solo, which you kind of like. This wasn't planned.
But okay, let me fix
but-
the string
Yeah,
real quick.
So you may be kind of ducking back to get your roadie to.
Right,
take
like
a look
strings.
at
Come here, hurry.
Take So the crowd, but the crowd seems interested. They're they're not maybe as enthusiastic as your crowd at the Vale, but this is your first time playing here, so it may take you a little bit to kind of warm them up. So we're going to switch back then to Stan is on the phone with the Baron, and she has said, Stan, if you need something, you can always come to me.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. By
No
the
problem.
way, fuck Xfinity, man. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Underwood.
Baron.
I want to try to see if I can. Baron Underwood. Apologies, boss. Just wondering if I want to try to take care of this mostly myself, but if you happen to know any dispatch on the up and up, then I'd be extremely grateful.
I've used their services before, and they seem reliable. I know I have an echo. We'll say it's a bad phone connection. So,
Sure.
be careful, Stan. They are a neutral party here in Tampa, with no allegiances to anyone.
All right, then. And one last thing about the person who sent the note. If you happen to catch a glimpse at them, how big of a red flag do you think it'd be if they said to come alone?
The envelope was delivered during the day. We could check the security cameras to see if they're able to find out who left it in the mailroom. Might take a little while. When are you supposed to meet them?
Tomorrow?
I can't have it done by tomorrow. Again, be careful. And if you...
I will, but this is...
If you find yourself in too deep, don't hesitate to ask for a hand.
Boss. I mean, Baron.
Right. And she's click. So
Like, yeah. All right, then. This is the only lead I've got.
all right, we're gonna switch back to the club, and I want to have you're in another song by now, and I found one of the songs.
Yeah.
It was called "Dark Is My Mind." It's one
Good.
of your becoming your classics now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I want to have you. It starts off with a bass solo, so I'd like to have you make another charisma and performance roll again.
Okay, is that 7 dice again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got an 8 and a 10. Everything
better.
else is below 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's
Better
another
this-
8 over here. So it's 2 8s.
So 2 8s and a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much better. You kind of hit the solo came out a little better. People are starting to get into it a little more. You do glance kind of towards the front. There is one couple standing there, a man and a woman, and they're just This kind of
Not
look.
their style, I guess.
Just kind of watching you, kind of with disdain.
How'd they get in? I'm gonna keep playing.
Okay. We are gonna now switch to an address in East Tampa where Dr. Shirley has received a new patient. Excuse me, it's not a new patient. It's a previous patient that she's dealt with before. They're a particularly vile woman by the name of Maxine Reynolds. Maxine is a thinning woman in her, let's say, early 40s, straight, kind of stringy blonde hair, probably has been a meth user at different times of her life. And she's been referred to Dr. Shirley because she seems to have a bit of a violent streak to her. And you've met with her several times, and she doesn't seem repentant. She seems unrepentant for any of her actions. If she's hurt people, if she's been violent to people, just doesn't seem to really give a shit, honestly, about what she's done. You amuse her. She enjoys talking to you. You're not quite sure if you're getting through to her yet, but she comes into the office tonight and is like, "Evening, Dr. Shirley. How are you?" She
Good.
just kind of flops down, puts her feet up. She's like, "What are we going to talk about tonight?"
It's absolutely wonderful to see you, darling. And like, just fully like instinctively grabs a cane to basically knock her feet off like the table. You know,
Yeah.
we've talked about this. You cannot put your feet on my table.
Okay.
That's a completely different charge and a different program. But yeah, can I start using my aspect on her to sense her
Certainly.
current emotion?
Certainly.
I'm just gonna roll my die for that.
And which discipline are you going to use?
I'm using aspect so I can recognize her emotional.
Right. Was that Auspex 2?
3.
I believe. Was it 3? Okay. That's to read the auras.
Ooh, you don't mess with the therapist doing her thing. All of my die were a success.
She is a clear vessel, shall we say. There are bits of red, yellow, vibrant orange. She's on a high, you can tell. Not necessarily chemically induced. It's adrenaline is running through her. You can see she's even like her hands are kind of shaking a little bit. Could you give me a perception and investigation roll, please?
Yes, because I actually just looked up all the aura colors, so I can be a smartass.
Oh no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I think I got this mixed up. I want wits and investigation, please. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely. That is fine. Wits investigation. So that's only 3 die, if I'm reading the chart right. Because she's not good at investigation, but she's somewhat good at wits.
Yeah, no, that's actually good. When you glance at her, you glance at her hands. She's got dirty fingernails, but you think under some of the fingernails it looks red, kind of caked something.
Yeah. And so that was actually all my die success on my wits roll.
Okay.
So yeah, Dr. Care is just doing her thing, and she's just like, "So, darling, would you like to do our traditional manicures to start out our sessions, your little self-care like we always do?"
Nah, I'm good.
Is it because you realize that there's redness underneath your fingernails you don't want me to see? Or hiding something else?
She's kind of flicking out. She's like, I don't know if I care what you think. And Lenore knocks at the door and kind of waits for you to tell her to come in.
Yeah, she just kind of looks at her client, being like, I wouldn't usually ask if I can, but you don't give a shit. Yes, Lenore.
She slides in with a case file for you, and as she gives it to you, she kind of keeps it open a little bit, and inside you see there's a slip of paper that's been added in and on top of it that you don't recognize.
So yeah, she does the therapist thing that every therapist does, which sits behind her desk where there's like a computer to open the case file behind the computer,
so you can't
so
see
the client can't see what she's looking at.
It's a on the paper. There's handwriting you recognize, and it says, Maxine has become a risk due to her proclivities and must be dealt with in your own way. Keep this tidy and neat, and it's initialed JM underneath it.
And that's my client currently, right? Or someone else? Sorry, I didn't write down my client's name, so I'm having this moment.
Oh, her name is Maxine Reynolds.
Okay. Nice. So I do kind of look at Lenore and just be like, oh, darling, I'm having a bit of a hankering for coffee. If you could go to the one on the other side of town, it's the only one open. Get me a large mocha frat with, some low-fat milk. And they won't have the cinnamon I like, so I need you to stop by the Walgreens, grab the cinnamon. And I do absolutely need the ginger, but you have to get that at the Food City.
And she's standing with a pen like, okay.
And of course, grab yourself whatever you want, and I'll hand her like my company card for the business.
She turns around and Maxine goes, hey.
Yes.
In Lenore's direction. She goes, you didn't ask me if I wanted something.
My dear, coffee is going to be the least of your worries.
All right. She goes back and puts her feet back up.
Yep. I'll wait for my intern
Lenore
to leave. I know my own intern today. Totally didn't come up with it 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna look at Miss Reynolds and just go, have you ever wondered what the inside of a lion's enclosure's den ever looked like?
I've been to the zoo.
Have you ever
Smelled like shit.
Have you ever seen one up close?
Just at the zoo.
Mm-hmm. Well, she fully walks behind her and just goes, I'm just going to leave you with just a little bit of something. I have to run to the bathroom. And when I do, I give a little small snap to have my snake curl up behind the chair and bite her neck.
Okay. I want to have you use your animalism to make this work.
Animalism, let's go. I'm good at this one. That's my highest discipline. Okay, Dr. Shirley, let's get you into an assassination job over here. That's 3 out of 4 of my successes.
Okay. What was the snake's name again? I forget.
You know what? This week it's Karen from HR.
Karen from HR. I thought that was the lion's name. Was Karen from HR?
Her name was Susan from HR, but not this week. Her name this week's like Jeffrey or something. I don't know.
Jeffrey from Accounts Payable. No.
Pets must get so confused whenever you talk to them.
Oh no, they know.
The,
It's part of the animalism.
And what kind of snake is it? Did we decide?
It is a large constricting cobra.
Okay. Okay. I don't think cobras constrict, so
Oh,
we're
do
gonna
they
have
not
to choose one or the other.
No,
Hold
they
on.
just bite
What
you.
do cobras do?
They
bite.
They
They
bite
spit
and
venom
poison
and-
you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cobra. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know why I thought cobras constrict their prey.
Okay. Just so I described this right. So,
Yeah.
okay, she's kind of watching you. Maxine's kind of turning around to watch you, and as she does, the snake comes out and spits venom right in her face, and she goes, ah, and she kind of falls out of her chair. And she's like, motherfucker, what the hell? And then the snake slithers and bites her in the neck, and she starts screaming, and she's wailing, throwing stuff around. And you're walking out of the office?
I say I'm going to the bathroom, but in
Okay.
truth,
Okay.
I'm going to the lion's den, being like,
Okay.
"Hi, sweetie. Hi, my little darling lion. Boo, boo, boo. So, your brother is killing someone, and we're gonna need to get rid of the body again. Can you deal with that for me? I know you're such a cute little lioness."
And you still hear the thrashing, things like slamming around. You hear this motherfucker, god damn it, bitch, I'm gonna kill you when I get out of...
Actually, you know what? Do you just wanna... it's been a bit since you've had a bit of chase. Do you want me to just open the door for you? Just looking at the lion.
And the lion's just...
Okay, just please don't harm your brother and let your brother know before you go for the kill. That's all I'm asking. And she just goes and opens the door, to let my lion into the hallway to the office.
Inside, desks been knocked over, chairs, everything knocked over. Maxine, says she's holding her eyes like she can't see, and she's got the snake by the neck.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually takes it and just like slams it on the desk, and lets it go. And she's just like, "Oh, you dumb bitch, where are you?" She's like, "I can hear you. I can hear you."
And then there's just a yell being like, "Oh, I'm almost done, sweetie. It's that time of the month, and I'm having a hard time finding the tampons. Just give me another minute. Did you say a snake attacked you? That's weird. We're not in a area of Tampa, Florida, where there's poisonous snakes. We just have garden snakes around here."
She's kind of she's like staggering around. She's like, she's blinded, so I mean she can't, but she's kind of staggering towards the door, like trying to figure out how to get out.
Yeah, and that's the moment she probably was like, Shirley locked all the doors when she started the session.
Okay. So do you unleash the lion?
I unleash the lion. Just I realize she's trying to leave. I'm like, okay, go, darling. Do your beautiful, beautiful little thing, and please leave us something left that we can have a proper funeral. We may be vampires and monsters, but we're still humans.
The lion goes in and like roars forward and bites into Maxine's leg.
Mm-hmm.
She screams again and just starts dragging her out of the office, and starts dragging her back through the house towards her cage. Maxine's just thrashing around. She actually swings at you, maybe hits your foot, but the lion just kind of drags her through the office. She's like, "I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, see, Dr. Shirley would never hurt another human being. She's a humanitarian. But, yeah.
Let all her pets do it.
Yeah, so all her pets do it. But the only last thing we'll see from Dr. Care is just Shirley giving a big smirk and have her fangs pop out, just so she understands that you weren't here for normal therapy. You were here for a reason.
And her eyes kind of go wide as she sees that, as the lion kind of drags her and takes her around the corner. And then you really start hearing screams as the lion starts tearing into her.
Yeah, there's that moment where Dr. Shirley's like listening to this feed. He's like, I am so glad I bought something that's 60 miles in the country away from any other place of civilization. Also, the fact that I found this place.
I was gonna make jokes about the neighbors, but now I can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
And from there, we're going to fade out. And then we fade back in to Silas. He is in East Tampa. And he's come to a particular address he was given for a meeting. The building is an old cigar factory. It's been turned into a coffee shop and a bookstore. It's closed at this hour. So as he pulls up, there's up above. There is a couple windows up above, and he can see light shining through. Maybe like most of the drapes of the curtains have been drawn, but he can see a little bit of light shining through. And as he pulls up, he doesn't see anyone outside. So what does he do?
Well, initially, he'll sort of like sit there for a moment before he pulls out his phone, and he'll like scroll through his contacts until he gets to one that says "in case of emergencies." Really contemplate for a moment before he turns his phone off and puts it back away, and steps out of the car and starts making his way towards the building. Although I will, just in case, I will activate toughness.
Okay.
So I need to make a rouse check for that.
Does he have his gun with him?
The
last time we went to a strange place, I don't think he had his gun with him.
I'd say he'd leave it in the glove compartment because, bringing that with him to this sort of thing would probably be, not the best. But he does like have his brass knuckles sort of like tucked away in his jacket pocket.
Okay.
And I rolled a success on the rouse check, so okay. I do not get any hungrier.
Good. Okay. As you are walking down the street, the front door kind of opens quietly, and it's it's kind of a glass door you have for a business from the coffee shop, and a small woman, probably looks maybe in her 60s, kind of has a like a bandana on her head. She's kind of wearing like kind of a brightly colored dress. She's just kind of just waves him over.
He'll sort of just give her a nod and walk over to her.
She opens the door and kind of gestures him in.
He'll just walk in.
Okay. In the inside the empty coffee shop, chairs are up on the tables. There's nobody in here. Looks just kind of like a relatively innocuous business. There's a small bookstore kind of in the back. She kind of gestures for you to follow, and heads towards a staircase that's kind of at the back of the room.
All right, I will follow her.
Okay. She leads you up a flight of stairs into a small hallway. There is a doorway on the right where you can see a little bit of light coming out from under the door, and she knocks once. You're kind of a deep voice enter. She pops the door open and kind of stands back and just kind of gestures for you to enter.
All right. I will sort of like give her an acknowledging nod, and then I'll walk in.
Okay. Inside is a man. He's kind of a thin build. He has shoulder-length black hair. It's kind of pulled back in a ponytail. And has a closely trimmed black beard on his narrow face. He's sitting at a desk. He's kind of holding up a book. And as you get a little closer, you can see the title, but it's in Latin. I don't know if don't believe he speaks Latin, but
He does not. He does not speak or read Latin.
Okay, you can make a roll if you want to try to figure out what it says. It's up to you.
What would I roll for that?
Let's
I'm
do
assuming
this.
I'm assuming like intelligence academics.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Not the strongest dice pool, but we'll
It's up
give
to
it
you
a
if
shot.
you want to try to figure out what it says.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Sure.
You know, no harm, no foul. Wow, okay. That is a crit, so...
Okay.
So 4 successes.
Nice. Okay. Based on the Latin, you think it means conjurations in the ways of the unseen. You know that this is Baron Jesus Montenegro of Clan Tremere. He was a very strong leader in the clan before the okay, just getting some info from Made of Rubber. Welcome. Just kind of showing your comments. You're just humans. Okay. Sorry.
Alas, unfortunately, we are only human.
I usually try to keep up with the comments.
I could be a ghost. You have no idea.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And he just kind of gestures to a chair, and he's like, "Good evening, Mr. Lambert."
Good evening, Baron Montenegro. Is there anybody else in the room, or is it just us?
No one that you can see.
All right.
Or that you're aware of, let's put it that way. Based on the book
enough.
title. That might have given you a hint on the book title, but no, to your knowledge, there's no one else. The woman shut the door, and you can hear her steps walking away.
Okay. You're a hard man to get a meeting with.
I'm quite busy most of the time. What can I do for you?
I wanted to discuss an associate of yours who has been hassling, shall we say, an acquaintance of mine. About 6'1", dark hair, answers to Magnus, I believe.
That would be Magnus Luton. He's an elder of Clan Malkavian. What has he been troubling your associate with?
Multiple assassination attempts.
Who is your friend that is having trouble with Magnus?
It would be his grandsire, or grandchild, I should say.
Ah.
An embarrassment of an embarrassment, he might view it.
Yes, Magnus is quite temperamental, you could say. His child, Maya, is very dear to him. Perhaps as close as a mortal relative would be.
Interesting. Then why such disdain towards her child?
You would have to ask him that.
So he's, just to be clear, he's doing this of his own volition.
I'm not aware he's doing anything.
Can I insight him?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Okay. I do believe him, but I want to double check. That's 4 successes.
Okay. Let's take a look here. As far as you know, he's telling the truth.
All right, that's what
You don't want to play poker against him.
Nope. Nope, we got a good poker face. All right. Well, he's been a bit reckless, shall we say, causing issues for the other barons, seeing as his grandchild Stan is now working for Baron Underwood, working directly under her, and during one of his assassination attempts, a kindred close to Deshawn, by the name of Emily, was caught in the crossfire, and he is now on a bit of a war path, seeing as he thinks you were involved somehow.
So these actions happened in Baron Watson's territory, and you are sure that one of mine is responsible for this? It's a mighty big accusation.
Perhaps. I merely wanted to come to this meeting and get the information as to whether you were aware any of this was happening.
I was not. And I know that Magnus is very protective of his line and would not want to see anything happen to his darling Maya. In fact, that is one reason she is not in East Tampa and is in West Tampa. And he kind of looks around, kind of almost like conspiratorially. He's like, don't you find it odd that she doesn't stay here with her sire? That if she's so precious to him, why does he leave her in another baron's territory?
Yes, which is why you saying that she is precious to him is a bit of...
You're saying that,
well,
she is
a
precious
bit
to him is a bit
difficult to believe, should I say, because, as you said, she is kept separate and away from him in another barony entirely. And from what she told me is that he seemed to perceive her as a bit of an embarrassment towards him, so she was kept away.
And perhaps that is his view of her. I cannot say. Their relationship is their own.
Their relationship.
Perhaps, but it is currently affecting many kindred beyond just them. It's affecting you, with him being one of your... someone under your... he answers to you, is what I'm trying to say. And now, with Stan having close relations to Cassandra, I know that she will work to keep him safe from outside forces, and Deshawn is currently on the warpath blaming you for what happened. And so, quite frankly, this Magnus seems like nothing other than a liability to you at this given moment.
That's a fair assessment. Tell me about this Stan. Who is he to you?
I suppose I've taken him under my wing because no one else has been willing to show him the ropes and actually give him a chance to survive. I think that's the least any of us deserve. He didn't exactly ask to be put in this situation.
So he was brought in by Maya then.
Yes, they seemingly she met him when he was working in some business office, and they grew close. Many of his more recent memories are fuzzy, so I don't know all the details, and quite frankly, I don't trust Maya to give me all of the details in any clear picture.
Could you give me a wits and awareness roll, please?
I can do my darndest. I'm gonna blood surge. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna blood surge. Why not?
That's a failure, so I get a little bit hungrier. But whatever.
The beast inside you is a little nervous now.
Yep. Wits awareness. Okay, so that's. Okay. Okay, that's 5 successes.
Nice. He has a desk lamp on, which illuminates most of the room. It's pretty bright. In the far corner behind his office, which is fastidiously clean. There's no dust anywhere. It's well kept. There is a spider web far in the back of the room with a kind of a large spider on. You're thinking maybe a brown recluse sits in the back. And then as you notice that, on one of the bookshelves nearby, you do see another spider kind of scurry across. Then you look, you see a third one.
Can I see where these spiders are coming from?
They seem to be just kind of walking along up and down the bookshelves. Not running. They're moving kind of casually, but they're kind of staying in that back corner. And especially the one kind of sits in the center of the web.
Okay. I'll sort of give the room a little once over, and I'll make eye contact with Jesus, and then I'll sort of move my eyes over to the corner, just a little bit too long, and then I'll go and make eye contact with him again.
And he follows your gaze a little bit. Is something wrong?
I don't know. Is there something wrong?
This Stan again. I sense that you have a connection to him, yet in the end he doesn't seem like he's really your responsibility, shall we say. You're a well-known man in this city, and I'm actually surprised we've never met before. Why is that?
As I said, you're a hard man to get a meeting with, and I prefer not working with people I can't talk to face to face.
You know the rules of the city.
Doesn't change how I feel. And quite frankly, if no one whose responsibility it truly is going to look after Stan, then why not me?
You're very capable in what you do. Your reputation precedes you. why not come work for me? Why worry about these cast-offs and others? Come work for me. Steady work. None of this running around for the dispatch. Those kinds of things. Steady, good work.
I don't work for anyone. People have jobs, I do them. If it happens to be for you, then so be it.
So you're
But I don't
more
work
of
for anyone.
More of a laborer then?
A free agent.
Ah, free agent. Answering to no one.
I'm not in it for the politics.
Oh, we're all in it for the politics. That's why you're defending this cast-off, because you want to be the White Knight, protecting the innocent.
I don't know about that.
I can't speak for Magnus. I am unaware of his actions, and perhaps I will speak with him. It might be best if your friend perhaps left Tampa. Because it would seem that Magnus does seem to have an issue with him. And knowing Magnus as I do, he probably won't stop until he finds this Stan.
It might be best for you to do something about Magnus before Magnus's problems become your problems.
Do you dare speak to me that way? Don't presume to come into my barony and tell me what my actions should be.
Consider it some helpful advice. Last I checked, you don't want to go to war with the other two baronies because it'll be you against them 2-1. That doesn't seem very fair.
Ah, I see. Give my
We're all
regards.
just trying to cover our own asses, aren't we?
Of course, I completely understand. Give my regards to Baron Underwood, then. Good evening, Mr. Lambert.
Next time I see her, I'll be sure to do that. Good evening to you too, Baron Montenegro.
He picks up his book, goes back to reading.
All right, I will sort of like give the room a once over again, just real quick, and then I'll sort of like about face and walk out.
Nothing else you noticed. Spiders are still there.
Are there more spiders, or are there like
just the three that you see?
Okay, just the same amount of spiders.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do an about face and walk out.
Okay. And the woman is waiting downstairs and just kind of gives you a polite nod and opens up the door and. Okay. All right. So you now have met Baron Montenegro, gotten his opinion on the matter.
Yeah, for whatever help that is.
We're gonna go back to the Inferno. The band is finishing up their set. We're gonna have you make one more roll for the last song. What would that last song be?
Let's see. We've got a new one, I think. It's where is it? We Live as Ghosts.
We Live as Ghosts.
Yes.
All right. Let's make a performance and charisma roll, please.
Is that 7 dice again?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Okay. To see how you finish out the set.
Okay. Got a 9, an 8, 7, and 2 6s.
Okay. A big finish to your set. Place is full by the time you're finishing up your set. A lot of people have been coming in, and you're getting not a standing ovation because most people are standing anyway, but
right, yeah. I mean, they can't help but do that, yeah.
But kind of a boisterous reception.
Good.
The same couple is down front, just still frowning. But most of the crowd seems to be really into your set.
Cool.
You go off stage. whole band is in a great mood.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to pack up. One of the managers of the club is like, yeah, stay, have a couple drinks, afterwards. And most of your band's like, okay, well, we just need to pack up.
Yeah, we're just getting out of the way of the next one.
Okay. As you're coming off stage, kind of there's like a kind of a side staircase from the stage. That same couple is standing there and just kind of frowning. They just kind of frown at you as they see you.
Wonder what's up with these guys. Hi, I'm going backstage. We're done. The next band's gonna be really good, though.
Oh, thank God! You guys sucked.
Yeah, great. Bye. I'm going backstage with the rest of my band.
They go back. Okay.
Bunch of hate watchers.
I know. Like, why are they here?
You, over the next 15, 20 minutes, you're helping everybody. You don't have much of a road crew, so you're helping people take things off. You go out to your truck to load up, and you hear Donnie go, "Oh fuck!
What happened? What?
Motherfucker! Somebody slashed our tires."
I bet I can guess who that was.
And he's like,
grumpy
"Oh."
people at the front of the stage. I don't know what they have against us, but
who?
Some lady and some guy, and they were just like standing there with their arms crossed the whole night. They were right in front. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
And he's like, he like kind of taps your arm. Come on. All right, like show me who they are.
Okay.
And he kind of yells out to one of the roadies whose name I can't remember right now about getting the jack and all that. Exactly.
Yeah.
and you
what the faceless nobodies.
Exactly. You go back in and find the couple, and they've kind of moved back to about to the front of the stage, and they're just kind of sipping their drinks.
Yeah, that's them right there. That's them.
Donnie's like, you sure they did it?
I have no idea. I know they followed me backstage and were like really grumpy and said our band sucked, but obviously the rest of the people out here liked us, so I don't know what this is.
All right, Donnie goes stomping over, and he's like, gets in the guy's face. He's like, "Hey, I heard our band sucks." The guy seems kind of unimpressed. He's like, "Well, yeah, you suck. I mean, like, no one wants to hear that heavy metal crap here. People come here to dance, not be depressed."
I'm gonna move somewhat behind Donnie just in case stuff happens. Like within a few steps or something.
Donnie's kind of just like pushing forward, just kind of using his chest to like push the guy a little bit.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, he's like, just it's bad enough your music sucks, and now you got bad breath. Just
oh no.
And he kind of looks over at Layla, goes, can you get your gorilla off me?
He's not a gorilla.
At least do something good besides that awful fucking music of yours.
Well, next time don't come to our show. Problem solved.
And the girl leans over and goes, "Bitch, this is our club. No one invited you to come here."
Are you on this fucking place? You the guy paying for the bills and stuff like that? You the guy getting rich off it? No?
Who the fuck are you? I mean, besides some depressing looking Susie Sue wannabe look.
Honestly, that's a compliment, but yeah, like, why are you even here? If you hate our music, why did you come to the show?
And the girl kind of slips around Donnie, and she kind of gets up to you, and she's like, because I came here to dance, because this is my favorite place, and and I've never seen you guys before. I don't know who the hell you are, and you come up there with your depressing, I want to be Dracula music, and and it's just like nobody wants to hear that shit. People want to dance, they want to be happy.
All right, Karen, I gotcha. You can stop now.
Karen? So who the fuck you calling Karen?
You're acting like one.
Can you make me an etiquette and composure roll?
Oh, a what? I didn't hear it.
Etiquette and composure, please.
Etiquette and composure. Oh, God, I don't know if I've ever used those. How many dice is that? Let's see. Etiquette looks like one dice, I think.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Like more than anybody else has.
Yeah.
Well, for etiquette?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
my
out.
etiquette is 2, thank you.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, there you go. I think mine's a 1. So that's 1 dice for that one. What was the other one? Composure?
Composure, please.
Oh boy.
AKA keeping your shit.
Yeah. Where the hell is composure on here? It's not willpower. Is it at the top?
Just,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
the top.
Oh, there it is. I got 2
middle.
dice in that. Okay,
Okay.
so that's like a
Yeah.
total of 3 dice altogether.
I was going to tell
yeah?
you to roll 3 at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. Okay. I've got an 8 and 2 2s. That's
Okay.
it.
She kind of pokes you in the shoulder.
Really
It's
want to
kind of
punch her.
like. Okay.
Yeah, really want to just punch her, so I'm gonna try. I don't know what I
Okay.
gotta roll for that
Okay.
though. You know?
Give me a Dex and Brawl roll, please.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So we've got dexterity is 3 dice, and brawl is where is brawl? As I learn all these new things that my character has never used. Let's see. Where's brawl?
I let everyone roll.
but-
I let everyone roll their strong stuff at least once a game, and then.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's 2 more dice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've got 10. And everything else is lower than 6.
Okay. You still clock her in the jaw, and she
Yep.
just kind of staggers back. The guy. Now it tries
Yeah,
you
it's
around
like,
Donnie.
boom.
Donnie just like iron grip on his shoulder, just like holds him in place,
Mm-hmm.
and the girl falls down. You hear some. Now, of course, everybody in the crowd starts to see this, and they,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
and of course, it's like high school when there's a fight, you know.
All right. Now we
Um,
have attention.
Yeah, exactly.
This will be in all the tabloids tomorrow,
And,
Donnie.
bouncers start moving in. Donnie's just got the guy, and, and you see him kind of like pull him forward, and kind of tries to give him a hug. Donnie's pulling, and you see Donnie's fangs come out like. He starts leaning forward on the guy.
Oh boy.
The girl gets
Donnie,
up.
don't do it.
The girl gets up, and her blood is dripping down her face. I want to have you give me a rouse check, please.
Okay.
So that is, you're going to roll a D20.
D20. Oh,
Yep.
I'm gonna
Or
give you-
D10, excuse me.
Oh, D10.
Yeah,
Well, these are all
damn.
D10s. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll do
sorry.
that.
Too many systems I'm thinking about today.
Got an 8.
Okay. You don't get any hungrier, but that blood looks delicious.
Yep.
It's just dripping down her jaw, and she gets up. She's like, "Bitch, I'm gonna sue you."
You don't even know who I am.
And that's when the bouncers get there. They separate you. These are like,
Okay.
you know, the typical 400-pound gorillas.
All right. I'm
Donnie
backing
is just
off,
like hugging the
backing
guy,
off.
just almost kind of like swaying back and forth. And the guy
Oh,
kind of
God.
starts to go limp in Donnie's arms.
Oh, okay. I guess you choked him out, Donnie. Let's go.
And Donnie just kind of leans and kind of licks the guy's neck, and he's like, yeah, he's kind of a lightweight, kind of pushes him at one of the bouncers.
Yeah.
Um,
let's go.
And as everybody's separating, Donnie's kind of wipes his back of his mouth, this big grin, and he's like, "All right, let's go."
All right. Let's go.
Okay. And that is where we're going to close out for the evening.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody. I hope everybody had fun. Any questions from any of the players? What you thinking about?
But I will let the audience know I have an Egyptian cobra, a great black hawk, and a transviral lion with a black mane. They're all black.
Okay.
That's
All
all.
right.
That just needed to be known. So everyone.
Sure.
And the names will change every week so, to protect the innocent. So.
And remember, sometimes as a humanitarian, the best thing you can do for the greater population is an execution here and there.
Right.
Donnie's a menace.
Yep.
Donnie's just being Donnie.
That's him.
Somebody's
Like,
gotta
I like
stand up.
Donnie, but also, come on, man, use your brain. You're in a
Well,
crowd full of people.
He doesn't care.
Somebody's got to stand up for the band.
Exactly.
He could have done that by punching him in the face.
That's not as fun.
You know what? We are
I'm sure he would have enjoyed that way more.
Maybe.
Canonically, this is probably the only show Dr. Care hasn't gone to because they had to execute someone.
And actually, what Donnie did was less obvious than punching someone.
Yeah.
He just hugged a guy.
I suppose that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just really squeezed the life out of him.
So Stan, what's next for Stan? So he's gonna have a meeting the next night. Oh, you're muted.
Uh-oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Still muted.
Oh.
Still muted.
Still
look
muted.
Look at the controls at the bottom of the screen. There you go.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Is your
Can't hear you,
headset
though.
muted?
Yeah. Do you have a headset? No.
No.
I was
He
saying,
doesn't have. I
was
can
gonna
read
say,
lips.
Two
He doesn't
words.
have a headset.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay.
I know something's up with his
We're
audio
good.
then.
We're
In
good.
that case,
That's fine. That's
Mhm.
fine. 2 words sounds like no.
let's play charades.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the evening.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the players introduce themselves again if they like. And we'll start with Jen and
Okay.
see if you have anything you'd like to announce or anything.
I'm the host of the Shattered Soulstone podcast. Usually comes out once a week on Saturdays. Talks about the games, whatever's new in them, whatever the companies are involved are doing, and stuff like that. You can find it at shatteredsoulstone.com.
Okay. Stan, unfortunately, we can't hear you. Darwin, we can't hear you. So we're going to just wave to Darwin.
Just give him
Good night.
hand hearts. Everyone give him
Good night.
hand hearts.
Aww.
Aloysius, do you have anything you want to announce? Anything?
No, not really. If you want to
Okay.
follow me on social media, go ahead and do that. I post stuff occasionally, but
Okay.
it's @bloodconduit or @blood_conduit, one of those two, on all my social media.
I always like to make sure I check with everyone just to make sure you don't have like your friend Justin has something to announce.
Yeah,
or,
I'll be all hyped if
Okay.
anything
Mhm.
like that happens. I promise.
Gotcha. Okay. And Whispers.
Hi. I have nothing other than crazy. Yep, that's all.
Okay.
I panicked.
We love
That'll
some
work.
bi panic.
Hey, I'm asexual. That's ace panic. Miss Pig.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole separate animal. That's a whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, for me, you know me, we have our vampire game here on Thursdays. I'm now running a Villains, Prowlers and Paragons game, issue 1 of Grey Finn and the Masters of Muck will be Sunday night here at 8 o'clock.
Had to think
PM.
about that for a second.
I
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
And a couple new games coming up in a few weeks. Just follow us here at Restless Barbarian Gaming, and please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe. And we will see you all again next Thursday. The whole thing is going to hell, but it's everything seems to be just kind of going down slowly to hell. So,
It could be going more to hell for sure.
Oh, it could be, and it probably will be. But we like a slow drip first. So.
You really gotta blue ball him before you give him that release.
Oh.
That's one way of putting it. Yes.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. After the bye joke, I had to.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.